Hey, it's Keith and Brad here, out on the Appalachian Trail. We have trail names. Mine is Blazeman, Brad's is Niagara. You'll find out why his is Niagara later on. So this week we're out hiking the Appalachian Trail. So I guess you may ask yourself, isn't that a B-50 line from a B-52 song? You may ask yourself. Anyway, I digress. Yeah. So you may ask yourself, why are two retired 60-year-old dudes in North Georgia hiking the Appalachian Trail? Well, one, because it's here. It's a challenge. Appalachian Trail runs from Springer Mountain, Georgia to Katahdin, Maine. It goes through 13 states. It's over 2,100 miles long. Now, we're going to do all 2,100 miles. That remains to be seen. But this week, we're doing most of Georgia. Our goal this week is 70 miles. Our goal is to get to Dix Creek Gap. That'll be 70 miles of the Georgia Appalachian Trail. Second reason is, well, because it's nature. This is just cool. Being out here in nature, all these lush forests, all these ferns, it's just awesome. Now, a lot of people wouldn't like it, walking through spider webs and everything else, but this is pretty cool. And tripping over rocks. Every night we get in our tent, so far almost, it's been a big old owl, big old hoot owl, making noise. So it's just cool to be out here. And you forget about all the craziness that's going on back in town, all the pandemics and all that crap. We hardly have any cell service out here. So it's cool just to get away. And number three, because we ain't old yet. At least in our minds we're not. And while we got the physical ability, mental ability to go out here and do something challenging like this, that's what retired 60-year-old dudes do. We go out on challenges like this and have adventures. So that's what this week's about. Hiking the Appalachian Trail. Alright, it's June 4th, 2020. Grumpy and Blazeman. Right on the Appalachian Trail. What's that? Grumpy?
And the tracker.
And the tracker. So we're about mile 2. Went to the Springer Mountain Trailhead. Now we're hiking uphill. Hopefully we'll get 10 miles in today. That's our goal. Let's get at least 10 miles in.
Hopefully stay dry.
Hopefully, yeah.
I think it's supposed to.
Right now it's beautiful outside. Sun's out. Hardly any clouds. Forecast is rain this afternoon, possibly. But it's a good day to get started. So, day 1, more to come. See ya. Good morning, AT fans. It's Blazeman and Grumpy coming to you live from the Appalachian Trail, day 2.
Grumpy.
Well, not exactly live, this is recorded, but it sounded cool. So anyway, so yesterday was great, beautiful weather. It was awesome. Good hiking weather. We hiked from Springer Mountain to Hawks Mountain Shelter, which I'll show you. Mountain Shelter is that dark, dank, ominous looking building in the distance back there that's full of mice. So we didn't stay there. However, as you can tell, looking around this morning, it's kind of gloomy, cloudy. The rain came in last night. It rained all night long. But luckily, there's Grumpy getting his coffee ready. We have our hot lips on our cups, so we're good to go. But our tents did pretty good keeping us dry last night. So today's goal, yesterday was about, what was it, 8.1 miles? 9 miles, because we had to do a round trip to Springer. So today's goal is to hike the Woody Gap, and that's about 12 and a half miles. So a little bit longer today, but we're getting an earlier start. So Grumpy here, have the camera for a minute. There you go, Grumpy. Yeah, he's done.
I gotta get my coffee too.
That's why he's grumpy. He hadn't had his coffee yet. All right, AT Sports fans, we will see you later on this afternoon. Good morning, AT fans. It's Blazeman and Grumpy. Here's Grumpy. Say good morning, Grumpy. Coming to you semi-live on the AT. It's we're on Blood Mountain. This is day 3. What is it? Saturday. It's day 3. Yesterday we hiked from Hawk Mountain Shelter to Woody Gap, which was about 12 and a half miles. And they were a hard 12 and a half miles, because when we started out, uphill, pouring down rain, walking through a small creek. So needless to say, yesterday morning we started out like wet rats. But we were fortunate. The weather cleared up and the rest of the day was good. So we got to Woody Gap, thought there were some nice campsites, they sucked. So we had to go find another stealth camping spot. Ended up finding a pretty nice place down by a creek. So that's where we camped last night. So we're in Blood Mountain Wilderness right now, and we got to go to Blood Mountain, which is going to be tough because it's the highest point in Georgia on the AT trail.
Climbing how many feet?
We're climbing over, I think, 1,100 feet to get to Blood Mountain. I think it's like 33,000 something up to 4,400. So it's gonna be a hard day.
Slower.
Yeah, a lot slower. But just another day. So we'll see you at the next time. Blazeman here, into day 3 on the Appalachian Trail. Newsflash, Brad has a official trail name now. His temporary trail name was Grumpy, because his dad used to call him that. Now he has a real trail name, and his trail name now is Niagara. And the reason why it's Niagara is that boy can sweat. He can sweat right there.
Like a human waterfall.
He bends his hat down like this, and sweat just pours off of it. I mean, he drinks water like a camel. That boy can sweat. So anyway, that's Niagara. So now Blazeman and Niagara on AT. So today we did, what we do, 12 miles. We went from Woody Gap to, we're here camping tonight at Bull Gap. Between there at the end, before we got to Mountain Crossings, is where we dropped off a resupply box. We had to go over Blood Mountain, and that ascent and descent is tough. The rocks, the rocks
are gnarly.
they are gnarly up and down. But we got the Mountain Crossings, picked up our resupply box. We had a Coke, had a Powerade, we got some good stuff. And we're camping here tonight at this place, and there's running around, and you see there's a bunch of folks, a bunch of scouts just came in with another group we've been camping with. There's another group over there on the other side over there. No, I hadn't seen them. But the weather was gorgeous today. Very fortunate, it's been good weather. So tomorrow we're hoping to get in another 10 miles. So we'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, Blazeman in Niagara, day 4 on the AT. We camped at Bull Gap last night. We're headed to Low Gap Shelter for tonight, about 10 miles. Just hiked through bear country, big blackberry patch. Hopefully they aren't blooming, so no bears in the area. No issue. On Green Cliff Top. Gorgeous view out there. Yeah, there's Niagara. It smells like smoke from the fire last night.
Got a 5 this morning.
Yeah, early start.
Early start.
You can see that's hill coming up. That's headed up to the top of the mountain. We're about 3,700 feet up right now. So, we'll get back at you later on this afternoon. Talk to you later. On the trail. As you can see, it's overcast and foggy this morning. It's about 7 o'clock. Got up at 5, headed out at 6:30, so we've been at it about 30 minutes. Kind of an overgrown section here. So we just walked out of Low Gap Shelter, and we're headed to Rocky Mountain. Can't remember the name of the place we're going to again. Headed to Rocky Mountain. It's about, I don't know, 10 and a half, 11 mile trek today. So hopefully, yesterday we did about the same distance, and we finished out about 12:30, so we made good time. Today's kind of an uphill all the way to a couple mountains, and it's a big uphill, downhill, and uphill again up to this Rocky Mountain. There's Niagara back there. He's already sweating.
Big time. Open wet.
But we did get there early enough yesterday to put our clothes up and get them all dry, so that was good. So we're gonna keep hacking at it. So I'll give you an update later on. Hey, it's Keith in Niagara now. He wants to be Aquaman now. So what do you?
I might be the Aquaman.
See,
Niagara is awfully close.
yeah, he wants to be Aquaman, but he's Niagara. He's Niagara. All right, so today's day 5 on the AT. We did 15.4 miles today. We came out of Low Gap Shelter. We're now up at the top of Tray Mountain Shelter. We're at the top of Tray Mountain. We're about 4,200 feet up. As you can see, we're at the top of the mountain, up in the clouds, because it is major league foggy. Rain's supposed to come in tonight about 9 o'clock. So we have opted tonight to stay in the shelter. up at the top of the mountain. So today was 15.4 miles. It was actually, we felt pretty good. We knocked out about 9.6 up to 6:30, and by 11:30 we were already 9.6 miles, almost 10 miles into it. So tomorrow we've got about hopefully 10 more miles. We can wrap it up, the first section. But today was a really good day. We felt good and had an awesome day. A little bit of rain, but nothing bad. Didn't even have to put on a raincoat. So again, tonight, shelter night, because the rain's coming in and we may be walking in the rain tomorrow. So update later on. See ya. Alright, day 6 on the AT. Probably our last day, since we did such a good job yesterday. We slept at Trey Mountain Shelter on top of Trey Mountain last night. Extremely windy, it was rainy, but it didn't bother us because we were in the shelter. High and dry, baby. Had a bunch of other folks join us last night. Ken, Daniel and Steven. We've been hiking with them since Springer. They stayed at the shelter last night. And then had another guy named David from Austin, Texas, was in the shelter with us. So it was a good group of folks. We got up this morning about 30 minutes later. Got up at 5:30 instead of 5. Hit the road at 7. So we got about an 11-mile hike to Dix Creek Gap today, which shouldn't be bad. We're averaging about 2 miles an hour. Of course, I'm going uphill right now, and so I'm a little, stickers back there. I'm a little winded. Try to keep this out. I have no idea how this video is looking. I'm just walking and talking. So 11 miles to Dix Creek Gap, and then we're gonna, so that makes us a day ahead of schedule. We're supposed to be out here hiking through tomorrow, but since we did 15.4 yesterday, all we got is about 11 today. Hopefully we can knock that out by noon, get some dry clothes on. And Brad, what are we headed for tonight?
Going for a steak dinner. Shower and a steak dinner.
We're gonna get this 6 days of body odor off of us, and we're gonna go eat. So we're about an hour 12 into this morning's walk, so we should be about 2 miles into it. 2.5. Sun's starting to come up, sky's starting to clear, so it's gonna be an awesome day. We got one more big ascent up a mountain in front of us, but other than that, it's pretty much downhill all the way to Dix Creek Gap, which is nice, going down instead of up with rocks. Alright, so that's it for today.
Boots are worn out. My toes are burning. And look what we have here.
Maybe.
It's the finish line.
Truck too.
Truck's still there. Truck is still there. Look at that pretty truck. Oh my gosh. We did it. Oh my word.
Awesome. Good job.
We did it.
Good job. Day 6 on the AT. Blazeman in Niagara here. There he is getting his bandana on. We left out of Trey Mountain Shelter this morning at 7 o'clock. We are now at Dix Creek Gap. It's 12:17, so 11 miles, about 5 hours and 17 minutes. Last night it windy, rainy, but it didn't matter. We woke up this morning in a shelter and it was dry. So we finished 69.2 miles at Dix Creek Gap for the AT. This is section 1. So now we're going to go get a Mountain Dew, place to stay, a steak, a shower. We're going to get 6 days of. We're going to get 6 days of funk off of us.
I'm going to take 2 showers.
Yeah, we're going to take 2 showers. So up next, this is almost this is the Georgia section. Up next we got the North Carolina section. That's section 1 of the AT. Hopefully won't be too long before we're in the next section. So we'll talk to you then.